Next, new research rescues the dodo's reputation from confusion and myth. So again, this is regarding the current status of the dodos. कैसे they are not actually extinct and might have even may have been swift and thrived in the forest. This is majorly regarding the research and the it mentions that the dodos they didn't go extinct because it was prized as food. The birds they nested in ground. So pigs from the Dutch settlers vessels they ate their eggs. Rats and cats preyed on chicks and goats trampled the nest. तो major reason बता रहा है of the extinction of the dodos. And when we talk about dodos majorly, तो dodos they are flightless bird है ये that is now extinct. Native कहाँ की थी? Of Mauritius in the Indian Ocean. And primarily due to the human activities or the introduction of invasive species and even the reasons that are mentioned here. तो इन सब की वजह से it went extinct. और ये iconic example of the human caused extinction.
And it
Further,
went extinct in 1681 में. It is believed कि तब से it is extinct, and it is also believed that it is closely related to pigeons and doves.
हम्म, हम्म. और अगर जो डोडो है दैट वाज नेवर फाउंड इन इंडिया लेकिन इंडिया की बात करते हैं तो मेनी स्पीशीज जैसे कि जो ग्रेट इंडियन बस्टर्ड है they are endangered and also face extinction risks due to habitat loss and human activity. So इसलिए their conservation is important.
So this is also an example of, again, the result of human interference with the natural ecosystem.
Hmm.
Like we talk about that cheetah was also it was extinct in India since 1952. Then it has been reintroduced now.
Hmm. And also the introduction of invasive species that happens.
Hmm.
Next, active noise control destroying the den. तो again this is regarding the active noise control या फिर ANC. तो ये कैसे काम करता है by destroying the unwanted noise from reaching your ears. तो concepts हैं यहाँ पे destructive interference, constructive interference और partial interference. This is the third possibility. तो क्योंकि mixture of the first two. तो यहाँ पे crest की बात हो रही है कि destructive में जो crest होते हैं of one wave, they are in line with the draw the another wave. तो वो cancel कर देते हैं. And constructive में the respective crests they line up and two waves add up to produce a bigger wave that is louder sound. The partial interference में ANC refers to technologies that are designed to achieve destructive interference alone. तो एक ये एंटी फेज डेवलप हो जाता है जो डिस्ट्रक्टिवली इंटरफेयर करता है विद द साउंड एंड हेंस नॉइस कंट्रोल होता है. नेक्स्ट मेक्सिको.
So here, when we're talking about noise, so noise में when we're talking about ki what is the range of frequency when it is categorized as noise. So low frequency noise is below 250 hertz. इसमें example is like traffic rumble or industrial machinery. Then mid frequency noise between 250 hertz to 2000 hertz. So here when we're talking about human conversations or general city noise. So this is in this range, and high frequency noise is above 2000 hertz. So it is like squealing brakes. When you suddenly apply brakes, you hear a noise. Then alarms, high pitched mechanical sounds. So these are more sharp and irritating. So noise को अगर define करते तो simply it is like an unwanted disruptive which disturbs the normal activities. So it is called as a noise.
And also what is the human range of hearing? So that is from 20 hertz between 20 hertz and 20,000 hertz. The human range of hearing.
And below 20 hertz, it is called, I think, infrasonic, and above 20,000, it is ultrasonic.
So again, this image we can discuss about. US National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. They released this image to show a heavy layer of smoke from forest fires in the Amazon region, covering parts of Brazil, Bolivia, Paraguay, Argentina, and Uruguay. So 3.46 lakh fire hotspot hai so far in this year in all the 13 countries in the South America. Next, Mexico. So Mexico, India enhancing global impact together. So the trade relation between Mexico and India is flourishing, marked by significant growth and diversion. कैसे सेक्टर्स में ट्रेडिशनल सेक्टर्स में जैसे कि ऑटोमोबाइल्स ग्रीन एनर्जी एंड फार्मा इंडस्ट्री इनमें एक्सपेंशन देखने को मिल रहा है विद 26 इंडियन फार्मा फर्म्स इन मेक्सिको तो अगेन नंबर इज इंक्रीजिंग. Further, Mexico has also emphasized climate change devastating impact on development, agriculture, survival of small island states. तो उसमें भी both the countries they can collaborate. Diplomatic ties की बात करते हैं तो again communication और collaboration they have strengthened जिससे कि priorities or shared values they can be identified. So India's growing global influence as the world's fifth largest economy and increased focus on Latin America, especially Mexico. So the largest trading partner of India in Latin America and the largest investor of Latin America in India. So that role is played by Mexico itself. So it's significant and notable. Further, electromobility की जो हम बात करते हैं, so the future of mobility in Mexico and India. So this again is regarding the EV market, कि how that is focused both in India and even in Mexico. So in Mexico, the market is growing at a 40% pace. तो कैसे इंडिया यहाँ पे हेल्प कर सकता है with regard to exports and even better collaboration ताकि they can develop cheaper technologies for that matter. So these collaborations they become important. Next, removal of export curbs on onion and basmati is welcome. Center must lift restrictions on trade in other farm products. So again, when we talk about the skewed policy or the bias that is created in favor of the consumers over the producers. So these are the major challenges or allegations that we have seen in the previous terms and instances. So यहाँ पर this is removal of export curbs कि how they can it will be helpful for the producers.
So
So
the restriction which was imposed was the minimum floor price or the minimum export duty which was levied on the exports. So at that point of time, the intention was that if we levy these duty or this minimum floor price is levied, which is the minimum price at which you will be exporting, the price cannot be less than it. So here the prices of the food commodities would increase and they would become less competitive in the international market. And that was again to tackle so that the exports reduce and we are able to better manage the supply side factors and also able to hence reduce the food inflation. But now we see that situation becoming stable, so that is why these curbs are being reduced or they are being removed so that exports can also increase simultaneously.
Hmm. Next, governments should encourage more players in the power sector, not less. तो अगेन जब हम बात करते हैं पीपीपी मॉडल की या फिर इवन बेटर इंटरवेंशन थ्रू वेरियस वे जैसे कि बिल्ड ऑपरेट ट्रांसफर बीओटी मॉडल्स हाइब्रिड एन्युटी मॉडल्स, जब हम इन सब एग्जांपल्स की बात करते हैं तो दे आर मेजर इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ द प्राइवेट सेक्टर विद द पब्लिक। एंड यहाँ पे हम पावर सेक्टर में बात करें कि कैसे द प्राइवेट सेक्टर engagement that can increase the healthy competitiveness and even the productivity within the particular sector। जैसे कि हम करंटली देखते हैं तो जो रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी सेक्टर है इट हैज लोअर एंट्री बैरियर्स एज compared to the traditional power sources, encouraging participation from big as well as smaller players। तो ये क्यों है मेजरली? क्योंकि शॉर्टर जेस्टेशन पीरियड होता है, लोअर इन्वेस्टमेंट रिक्वायरमेंट्स है और एब्सेंस ऑफ फ्यूल रिलेटेड रिस्क एंड द मॉड्यूलर नेचर ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजीज स्पेशली सोलर और जो बैटरी एनर्जी स्टोरेज है। So better intensive subsidies they can be provided by the government to encourage participation. Further, allocating a measure of the future capacity to a single tender. Again, even that is akin to putting all eggs in one basket. क्योंकि इससे क्या होएगा, जो स्कोप है ऑफ enhancement experience participation of the other players, एक तो that will decrease. Second, जो smaller players हैं even they also will get eliminated and they won't get a chance to participate। और जो tariff reduction का and innovation का जो potential है chance है that also can be hampered।
So we introduced this competitive bidding based price discovery. So we have seen three major impacts of this. It has increased the capacity because of again more of investment, and it has led to competition. So greater competition has led to reduction in the prices, making again because power or electricity is a basic necessity. So making again improving the life standards or the quality of life or decent standard of living, and again availability of energy can also be stored with can be achieved with this. For example, we have the Saubhagya scheme, Sahaj Bijli Har Ghar Yojana, and more of because increased capacity, more of energies can be generated domestically, and we can then also focus upon its exports, like we are exporting to Bangladesh. And thirdly, the impact is improvement in the tender conditions in terms of that it has made things much more simpler, the areas which are more complex or they were not so transparent. So again, few days back, we discussed this topic also in the context of the India Energy Exchange. So there are three energy exchanges in India. So even from that perspective, we are talking about ki in that also there should be more integration, more synergy, and more cooperation, coordination should be there so that again, where more we are able to reduce the again the prices and make it more affordable, and also focus more on the renewable energy.
Yes। Next is giving farms their due. So a new minister, seven new schemes and focus on rural housing and roads indicate the emphasis Modi 3.0 has placed on agriculture in its first 100 days। तो अगेन जब हम एग्रीकल्चर की बात करते हैं तो डिसगाइज अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट, further low productivity, low connectivity, these are the top three challenges in the agriculture sector, which again further decrease the efficiency with regard to the utilization and the productivity। तो इन्हीं के रिगार्डिंग देयर हैव बीन सेवरल स्कीम्स के बीट रिगार्डिंग द इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ द सोलार स्कीम्स विद द लैंड, जैसे अगर हम बात करते हैं पीएम कुसुम स्कीम की, फिर फर्दर मॉनेटरी बेनिफिट्स रिगार्डिंग क्रेडिट एटसेट्रा, जहां हम की पीएम किसान की बात करते हैं विच इन्वॉल्व्स द डीबीटीज। तो these are the major schemes here. फिर ड्रोन दीदी की बात करते हैं जहाँ पे जो इंटीग्रेशन है ऑफ द विमेन एम्पावरमेंट, उसका एग्जाम्पल हमें देखने को मिलता है इन ड्रोन दीदी। फिर पीएम ग्राम सड़क योजना, तो ये है फॉर द बेटर कनेक्टिविटी। मोदी 3.0, दीज आर ऑल द मेजर वेज। फिर नेशनल पेस्ट सर्वेलेंस जो स्कीम है, उसके रिगार्डिंग भी वी हैड रेड कि कैसे इट इज फॉर द increasing the tracking of the pests in different areas। हम और ज्यादा apps की बात करते हैं in the districts। We recently read, I'm forgetting the name, regarding the data centers that would be opened in the various districts specifically, ताकि better localized और forecasting हो सके of the weather। These are all the major examples here कैसे help कर सकते हैं। And even the when we talk about the balanced fertilization, जहाँ पे हम NPK की बात करते हैं कि with regard to the nutritional need of the soil, उसके regarding soil health card की हम बात करते हैं so as to have better tracking। These are all the major areas that are related to farms। Further हम land pooling की भी बात करते हैं, कैसे जो small land farms हैं उन सबको हम इंटीग्रेट कर सकते हैं, वी कैन क्रिएट अ लार्जर लैंड। एग्जाम्पल हमने केरला के केस में देखा था, जो फर्दर प्रोडक्टिविटी को और इनहांस करता है। फिर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फार्मिंग, फिर एपीएमसीज का बेटर फंक्शनिंग होना, और फर्दर द क्रिएशन ऑफ जन पोषण केंद्र, जहाँ से हम डायरेक्टली एग्रीकल्चर रिलेटेड सेक्टर्स को हम लिंक कर सकते हैं विद द न्यूट्रिशनल, विद क्रिएटिंग न्यूट्रिशनल सिक्योरिटी। और पीडीएस में भी जब हम बात करते हैं तो बेटर बायोमेट्रिक सिस्टम्स, ताकि जो बेनिफिशरीज है उनको ही बेनिफिट मिले। तो दीज आर ऑल द डिजिटल एंड द interventions via scheme here
So
in
apart
agriculture।
from this, these are all the examples and the steps that are being taken. So digitization of agriculture, the questions or different areas that we are again raising here is, as it is mentioned, ki there is a need to know what crops are being grown. This is important from the perspective of food security, from the perspective of nutritional security. Secondly, whether they are insured or not. So this is from the perspective of a smart agriculture. Third is how much fertilizer they are using and what is the status of their soil. So this is important to monitor or to know, because we are focusing upon increasing the productivity and the yield and hence their income and the stability, as we're talking about the target of doubling the farmer's income. Then whether they are receiving the food subsidies. So effective implementation of different schemes which is there. So digitization of agriculture is important from the perspective of the challenges which are emerging from climate change, and at the same time ensuring that there is food security simultaneously. So restructuring of the agricultural sector. So we can say it is becoming more scientific, more uh, real data driven. Agriculture is being promoted with the help of technology in a fair and equitable manner.
Yes जी। Next, why commons matter, how community is the key to their well-being। तो here last month Delhi hosted first of its kind dialogue on the conversation, restoration and governance of common resources। जैसे जब हम बात करते हैं फॉरेस्ट, कम्युनिटी लैंड्स, वाटर बॉडीज लाइक लेक्स और रिवर्स, तो इन सबको हम कॉमन से डेजिग्नेट करते हैं। तो कॉमन्स एंड देयर गवर्नेंस, तो दीज आर नॉट ओन्ड बाय एन इंडिविजुअल ग्रुप या फिर गवर्नमेंट, लेकिन दे आर शेयर्ड बाय द कम्युनिटी एज अ होल। तो इनकी गवर्नेंस कैसे इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाती है? मेजरली रोल ऑफ गवर्नमेंट इज प्रेजेंट हियर, कि हाउ दे प्रिजर्व दीज। तो जैसे अगर हम इंटरनेशनल लेवल की बात करते हैं, तो पोलर रीजन, द आर्कटिक एंड अंटार्कटिका, दे आर कंसिडर्ड एज ग्लोबल ग्लोबल कॉमन्स। तो जैसे हम बात करते हैं मिलिटराइजेशन ऑफ स्पेस की, उसी तरीके से मिलिटराइजेशन ऑफ जो दिस पोलर रीजन्स है, इनको प्रिवेंट करने के लिए देयर हैव बीन सर्टेन ट्रीटीज दैट आर क्रिएटेड, ताकि कोई ओवर एक्सप्लॉयटेशन और डैमेज ना हो सके इन ऑल दीज केसेस। तो कम्युनिटी लीडरशिप की भी यहाँ पे रिक्वायरमेंट है। तो फॉरेस्ट राइट्स एक्ट्स in India 2006 FRA is considered to be a good template for managing the common forest resources. तो यहाँ पे हमें ट्राइबल्स का भी जैसे जनरली हम देखते हैं कि देर आर कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स with regard to the right of the tribals over the forest. तो उनका भी मैनेजमेंट, rehabilitation, how are they compensated even if we are curbing their rights over the forest. तो हम जब हम बात करते हैं इंडिया की स्पेसिफिकली एग्जांपल में, तो ऑलमोस्ट 1/4 ऑफ इंडियाज लैंड मास, अबाउट 205 मिलियन एकर्स एस्टिमेटेड टू बी कॉमन्स, comprising community forests, pastures और water bodies. और ऑलमोस्ट जो 350 मिलियन रूरल पीपल है, दे डिपेंड ऑन दीज कॉमन्स फॉर देयर लाइवलीहुड्स. तो जो स्कीम्स है जैसे कि एमजी नरेगा, कंपनसेटरी अफॉरेस्टेशन एंड ग्रीन क्रेडिट्स, तो ये और ज्यादा इफेक्टिव होंगे इन गवर्निंग द कॉमन्स, जस्ट एज वी एक्नॉलेज द राइट्स ऑफ द लोकल्स. The new concept here of the commons. Next, a new dilemma: food versus cars. तो कैसे डिलेमा है? तो अ डाइवर्जन ऑफ फॉस्फोरिक एसिड, अ की फर्टिलाइजर एजेंट for making electric vehicle batteries, can become a source of worry for Indian agriculture, which is heavily dependent on nutrient imports. तो again जब हम बात करते हैं कि यहाँ पे the name of the fertilizer we can remember, phosphoric acid, कि कैसे वो ईवी बैटरीज में भी important है and even in the food. एंड जैसे जो बायोफ्यूल्स एग्जांपल दे रखा है, जैसे दे हैव क्रिएटेड एन ऑल्टरनेटिव मार्केट फॉर फूड ग्रेन्स, शुगर केन एंड वेजिटेबल ऑयल्स. उसी तरीके से जो ये मर्चेंट ग्रेड फॉस्फोरिक एसिड है is finding new application as cathode raw material in EV batteries after further purification.
So challenge or ethical dilemma here is food security versus sustainable development. Both are important for us. So choosing only one out of this is very difficult. And since we are import dependent on particularly this phosphoric acid, which is used to manufacture fertilizer. So if we are using it, or right now we are seeing its diversion for the use of the electric vehicle batteries, so it might lead to more burden or more pressure to import it more. So that would lead to further increasing the current account deficit as well. And demand increase might also lead to increase in price.
तो उससे direct impact will be on farmers apart from the actual fiscal burden on the government.
So China is the only country which is mass producing these batteries.
Phosphoric acid batteries as well.
Batteries as well, maybe China is the leading country which is mass producing them.
Hmm.
So from the perspective of energy security, also battery manufacturing or the capacity of batteries in India. So we are having the scheme of battery energy storage systems.
Hmm. Next, behind Typhoon Yagi becoming the most powerful storm in Asia. तो again Typhoon Yagi है, strongest tropical cyclone in Asia, has seen this year. The second was more powerful storm. तो इम्पैक्ट कौन कौन सी कंट्रीज को करा है इसने? मेजरली मल्टीपल कंट्रीज जैसे कि फिलीपींस, चाइना, लाओस, म्यांमार एंड थाईलैंड. एंड वियतनाम को सबसे ज्यादा. Death toll is again in hundreds, nearly 300. तो नेशनल ओशनिक एंड एटमॉस्फेरिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, NOAA. तो ट्रॉपिकल साइक्लोन्स कैसे क्रिएट होते हैं? तो दे फॉर्म ओवर वार्म ओशन वाटर्स नियर द इक्वेटर. So the warm water moisture from the ocean surface, it rises up, low pressure area is formed. and anticyclones में high pressure area is formed.
So ocean surface temperature should be 27 degrees Celsius for a tropical cyclone formation, and it is known as by the name typhoon in Southeast Asia. And I think hurricane is in towards North Atlantic Ocean, towards like closer towards US and Europe. So we are seeing that this is one of the impacts of again climate change, how specifically the island countries are more at risk.
Next, India eyes a $10 million infrastructure push from London funds. So again, this is regarding the infrastructure in the fast lane. The majority of asset managers based in London, the world's second largest financial services center, don't invest in India. So information gaps are behind lack of fund flows. तो again FDI को increase करना. So net FDI flows to India, they declined from 26 billion in financial year 2024 from 42 billion in 2023. So
And
Mansi, what
FDI
is the major reason for this?
reason, as you just mentioned, that the fund managers, they are not trusting us because of they say information gaps. Ki if they are giving us a certain amount of funds, so where all it would be invested. So there is certain, we can say, gaps in terms of transparency in this particular part. So if we focus more upon this, if we focus more upon ease of doing business, less compliance burden, so it might be possible that we are able to finally attract this much amount, that $10 billion infrastructure push. And apart from this, we say that FDI inflow has been declining, so it is right now only 1% of the GDP. So again, potential is immense here, and also it will lead to capital expenditure and more of fiscal consolidation, in the sense that government borrowings would have to be, it would reduce if there would be such type of investments at larger scale in India, because this is an investment and not a borrowing.
And Mansi, which institutions are important to manage this transparency and accountability?
For example, the projects where it would be invested. So again, if it is the role of the government only, particularly we are
SEBI?
not having such any SEBI is for the capital market. यहाँ पे ये infrastructure creation की बात कर रहे हैं. We can say कि like RBI would play an important role over here, or even government on a whole. We can say that Niti Aayog can track where the fund flows they are being invested.
Thank you. Next, Semicon 2.0, तो again semiconductors to cover large design firms too. तो again जब हम AI integration की भी बात करते हैं, semiconductor, setting up of various facilities and offshore manufacturing companies in India. So government is expected to announce in the next 3-4 months. So it is likely to provide subsidy to even large firms that are into chip design. And not only this, the subsidy ka amount hai, even that is also likely to be raised from the current cap. So abhi the government, it supports chip design startups by reimbursing 50% of design related expenditure with a ceiling of 15 crore. The proposed scheme is semiconductor intellectual property. So that will have to be in India for firms to be eligible for incentives. Next again is regarding the FPIs. So foreign portfolio investors, they invest 27,000 crore in equities in a fortnight. So kaise the growing foreign portfolio investors, they have been consistently buying equities since June. So again, recent data, it shows the US inflation cooling for the 5th consecutive month. So it has strengthened the expectation that the US Federal Reserve it may proceed with a rate cut in its upcoming policy meeting. So इससे fund flows जो हैं, they will facilitate.
So they would, if there would be a rate cut, so the funds would be reinvested again towards the markets where they expect that they can earn more returns. So it will lead to more inflow into the Indian market. Secondly, we see that Indian market is extremely resilient with strong momentum, and we are missing out on the Indian markets. It would be a bad strategy for even the FPIs if they do not invest in the Indian market. So that is why you are seeing consistent inflow or buying of the equities since June 2024. So this is, we can say, a major restructuring which is happening, and challenges, since it is FPI, so it is also known as the helicopter money because it can be easily invested, it can be easily withdrawn. So it impacts the volatility of the exchange rate.
Next, consumer pricing index series. So revision of CPI. It series to rely on 2022-23 inputs. So again, better tracking is important for this. So government has completed the household consumption expenditure survey for 2023-24.
The revision of base year is very important from the perspective of knowing again the actual changes which are happening, because they are happening at a very rapid pace. So we cannot be relying on the there cannot be very huge gap between the current year and the base year. For example, recently we have also revised the base year for the new GDP series, which was earlier 2011-12. Now it has been revised to 2017-18. So that is important. And how do we decide a base year? Which year would be the base year? The year where we will be seeing more stability in terms of the economic growth and the macroeconomic indicators, where they show more stable behavior. For example, inflation is not fluctuating more, or even like there's stable employment creation. Then there is again, we talk about that current account deficit is not seeing much fluctuations, exchange rate is stable.
So prices of LNG seen moderating, domestic gas output looking up. So again, LNG again we majorly tend to rely on the other countries, imports, etc. Be it for the crude and for LNG, etc. So recently we were talking about the Indian Africa partnership. So उसमें भी LNG gas transport, that was a major sector here, and between India and UAE as well. So with domestic production of natural gas stagnating over the past decade, India has become increasingly vulnerable to the sharp volatility of the global LNG market. तो अगेन इसमें सेल्फ रिलायंस की हम कैसे बात कर सकते हैं कि व्हाट आर द वेज इन विच वी कैन ऑलरेडी मे बी क्रिएट सच रिजर्व्स एटसेट्रा इन रिगार्ड टू एलएनजी, ताकि इंस्टेंटली जो implications है they are not faced. Further, other alternatives can also be focused upon, alternatives of LNG. When we even talk about the methane gas, जिसको कि हम use कर सकते हैं in the rural areas for the various other gas production in various other areas, so as to have a shift from the traditional ways of productions. Next, India calls on South Korea, Japan for shipbuilding clusters. So again, कैसे with regard to the mobile etc. technology etc. development, already there have been huge participation of South Korea and Japan with India. यहाँ पे this is for the shipbuilding clusters, कि कैसे उधर India is seeking investments and technology transfers from South Korea and Japan. So establishing shipbuilding and ship repair clusters in India. तो मिनिस्ट्री कौन सी इंपॉर्टेंट है? मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ स्पोर्ट्स, शिपिंग एंड वाटरवेज, MOPSW. For the Maritime State Development Council, MSDC. So at least 3 states have expressed their interest in providing the land, ताकि shipbuilding और जो ship repair clusters है they can be created. तो किन एरियाज में हेल्प करेगा? अगेन शिप बिल्डिंग हब्स होंगे तो बेटर ट्रेड की हम यहाँ पे बात कर सकते हैं, बेटर स्टेबिलिटी, एंड शिप के थ्रू जो ट्रेड होता है उसमें भी हम इनहांसमेंट और बेटर capabilities we can focus upon apart from the trade ties among these
So it will
countries.
lead to increase in capacity, and also from the perspective of blue economy. Growth in blue economy, we can promote more green shipping through this if we are domestically manufacturing, and also simultaneous focus upon the manufacturing of the containers. So there the CONCOR, Container Corporation of India, is important.
Hmm. Next, another container sort is looming for exporters. So again, this is regarding congestion at the Singapore port. It triggers shipping delays in Indian ports. So alternate ports का creation का usage, that is important. So Global Trade Research Initiative, it has shown this कि again जो freight costs etc हैं, they are increasing. और
So
जो चाइना है
increasing challenge of the container availability. तो availability नहीं है adequate, इसलिए Singapore port पे we are seeing the congestion, and we are seeing even certain countries, they are skipping the Indian ports because of this. So it is rising the cost of shipments also. Freight cost for the Indian exporters is increasing, specifically when we are trading the goods and services to Europe and the US. So it is more than doubled in past year.
So two major things that we can focus apart from all these points mentioned. The first is जो इंडिया का reliance on the foreign shipping lines and containers. तो वो उसको vulnerable बना देता है for the exporters, but makes it exporters particularly vulnerable. तो foreign shipping lines और containers पे reliance को reduce करना is important. And second
And
is
currently we are 90 to 95% जो हमारा cargo transport हो रहा है, that is dependent upon the foreign shipping liners. This is huge.
And also the data gap that is present है कि जो China है global leader, it produces 2.5 to 3 million containers annually, whereas the India it produces between 10,000 and 30,000 containers annually. So drastic differences here. तो again यहीं पर manufacturing में huge potential in this area as well. Containers और shipping lines को.
So this is also linked with the industries producing steel and iron, क्योंकि raw material वही use होगा.
Next, MEP removal to push exports of basmati rice local prices. तो
ये हो
again
गया.
हाँ.
Minimum export price or minimum floor price.
तो in a first Houthi missile hits central Israel. This is again is just regarding awareness.
So Houthis are based in Yemen. So as we were talking about the risk and vulnerability of the wider regional conflict, so we are seeing it happening.
SDFC Bank aims to boost income of 5 lakh farmers. तो again corporate social responsibilities की हम बात करते हैं कि past 3 years का जो 2% है of the profit of the past 3 years, that should be contributed in this. तो इसलिए it becomes important. तो 10 years of परिवर्तन, तो इस इनिशिएटिव का नाम परिवर्तन है. तो यहाँ पे अगेन इन्वॉल्वमेंट ऑफ द प्राइवेट बैंक्स इन द कम्युनिटी वेलफेयर, जिसे हम बात कर सकते हैं सोशल वेलफेयर. तो with over 65% of India's population residing in rural areas, we strongly believe that inclusive development can only be attained when the prosperity and livelihood in villages it keeps pace with the growth. तो यहाँ पे CSR का importance it becomes important.